Hello, my name's Paul Morrison. I'm gonna talk about crooked lawyers, crooked banker, and a crooked judge. On 1972, I started my own truck repair business with $4,500, and I had Peter Partington set it up for me. Then in 1973, I went to Mack Trucks and I asked them if they wanted a service dealer in St. Catharines. They said fine. We set that deal up, and then down the road I needed bigger space, so I went to Partington and got him to set up a deal to buy my property, which I put a building on. And then down the road, Mack Trucks give me warehouse privileges for my parts because I was buying so much that they would have had to hire people to take care of my account. Then they moved and built a place in Hamilton. I still was with the warehouse, and then they sold the building or the business to an outfit called W&L Truck Repairs. And then after about a year, W&L was on COD, which affected my business because now I had to go back buying my parts through my dealer. So anyway, down the road, I found out that these guys were padding their receivables, so I went to my bankers with the CIBC and told them what my problem was. They said to tell their boss, so they told their boss, Charlie Best, and then a year after that, Charlie Best sold the business to Wayne Wakeham and Jim Rooney. And then after that, I got a call from W&L, would I want to sell my business? So they called me to a meeting. So did Charlie Best. Charlie Best told me that he was going to cut off my line of credit. So then I had this meeting with these guys from W&L, and I didn't give them any answer. And Charlie Best called me, asked me what was going on, so I told him. So we had another meeting. They offered me $500,000, but my business was worth 3 times gross because I had put up an addition, and I went to the bank for bridge financing, and they told me that I could have the bridge financing, but my business was worth 3 times gross. And then along comes this Charlie Best and all this other stuff. So anyway, after that, I ended up Charlie Best called me back. He says $500,000 is better than nothing. So I took their offer and ran with it. Then I decided I would start up a cottage resort or buy one. And anyway, I found one up in Dorset, but one of the buildings wasn't on the property. Partington said that didn't matter up there. Excuse me. But anyway, I lowballed it, and I never got the deal. Then I decided, well, next step is I was going to find a building and start up my hobby, which was hunting, fishing, and camping. So I found a building in Witchwood Plaza. So they gave me a lease. And just before I left, the other people that were renting in the place said to me, make sure that these guys are on the up and up because they're not reputable. So anyway, I wrote on my lease, and this is it, and this is Partington's handwriting. This is my writing around the outside edges. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do the other thing? And so anyway, I give it to Partington, and then I asked him for a copy of it, and that's why I have this today, is a copy of the lease. Then 2 weeks after that, Partington calls me and tells me to go ahead and start my leasehold improvements, that the lease and stuff would be through. So I got 3 guys and we went to work and did the leasehold improvements. Then I called the OPP and asked them if I could have a permit to sell guns and ammunition. So they sent a fellow around, he checked out my building, said everything was fine. Go ahead and get a letter from town that stated that I didn't violate any of the bylaws. When I went to town, I found out that everything I was doing was against the bylaw. And that's what this paper represents right here. So anyway, I went back to the store, phoned Partington, and told him that everything I was doing was against the bylaw. So hey, I said, I'm coming back to St. Catharines and seeing Bruce Wormo, who is my litigator. Anyway, Partington tells me, don't do that. He says, Bruce is a good litigator but doesn't know anything about zoning. So he gets this guy called John Crossingham, who is another outstanding crook, to come and take care of the zoning. But he got a guy from Gravenhurst to do it. Eventually, I carried on for a while, and Crossingham decides that he's going to sue the landlord. Well, he screwed me over for 5.5 years, and I never did end up suing the landlord because it was all makeup. Anyway, I ended up taking him to court myself. And when I did, the first time I took him to court, I said it was negligence, and the judge threw it out because what this represents is fraud. 380-1 of the Criminal Code. Anyway, the police wouldn't work with me. So when I took him to court the second time, the judge, I knew I was screwed going in because he cut me off after I did my preliminary stuff. And so after, I went and I got a transcript, and this is the transcript. Nowhere in that transcript does it say that I was cut off, and that was this Turnbull guy. He was the judge. So after that, I looked for lawyers to help me out, and I couldn't. I took him to the Court of Appeal. Still couldn't get anywhere. But anyways, this John Crossingham, he is such a crook that you'll never believe. And I'm happy to tell you that I got him for about 4 or 5 different frauds as well. And all the time I was paying these guys. Anyway, that's my story. Until next time, I'll give you the rest of it on John Crossingham. But this Charlie Best and Bob Goldsmith from the CIBC, they were the ones that really screwed me out of my money. And then Partington didn't back me up. He went along and screwed me as well. I don't know what he got out of it, if he got anything out of it. But anyway, that's my story, and that's the end of it for today.